Today is Saturday. Yay, it's Saturday. So I'm going to spend the day planting and transplanting. And I wanted to kind of show you what I do when I have this much planting and transplanting to do. So I will see you right back here in 30 seconds. Unlike when I plant and transplant in the house, I do this on a much larger scale here. So in the wheelbarrow here, I have regular old potting mix. I'll show you. And this is my potting mix of choice. It's this Pro Mix. So I buy them in bales. You can buy them in smaller bags, like 1 cubic foot bags as well. But I like to buy them in bales because it's cheapest. Here's a bale. You can see inside my greenhouse here. And then I put it in the wheelbarrow and I moistened it. So this is pre-moistened. And then in this tub over here, I have seed starting mix. And this is just your basic seed starting mix. I have half of this and half of this in here. And I have pre-moistened this as well. Now in the greenhouse here, these are all my plants that I have started in here. We're just about ready to get this stuff out of the greenhouse. But up here are all my seedlings. Some have been transplanted. Like these have all been transplanted. These are the huckleberries and the, what the heck, garden berries. And I've transplanted my celery. These in here need to be transplanted. Those are flowers. You go over here, I have transplanted my herbs. There's thyme and parsley and cilantro. Up here I have more celery that I've transplanted. And then down here, these are flowers. They need to be up potted or transplanted. These do not need to be. Here's some tomatoes that got really leggy. I'm going to transplant those in a big pot deep. And few tomatoes here. And then I have to replant. I was growing some kale for my girlfriend and it just died. So I have to replant that. So that is what we are going to do today. Before I start with my transplanting, I want to start with some onions. And this time I'm using these onions. I want to see the difference between planting them like this, planting them from the plants that you buy at Home Depot, or planting them from seed. I want to see if there's a difference. One of the things I love to do in the garden is experiment. And having this wheelbarrow just makes it so nice. The only thing that would make it better is if it were higher. So I just push everything down in there. And level it off. That's so much easier than doing it inside. Now for these onions, I'm just going to stick them in here. The next thing on my agenda is seed starts. I started these seeds for my girlfriend because she doesn't have a place to start them, and they all died. Now I don't know why they died. I started them at the same time I started these seeds. So I need to replant these. We still have plenty of time. Most of that is kale and Swiss chard. The Swiss chard never even germinated. So I'm hoping if I start them and just leave them in the greenhouse that they will start over. But I'm going, instead of starting them in these cell trays, my store finally has these. So I'm going to put 2 seeds in each one and see what happens. And this is going to be filled with seed starting mix. Here is what I managed to get done today. So these are some flowers, and I managed to pot these all up. Marigolds. This is yarrow in the back. Yarrow. Ground cherries here, and then tomatoes. These are all really floppy, and I don't know why. And then this is more flowers here. This is bee balm, milkweed. That's milkweed. These are all milkweed here. And then I got some of these. These are my, remember my, the mouse came in and ate my tomatoes and peppers. So I did have to replant. So here's some more that I replanted. And then here's a few of the original tomatoes that did not get eaten by the mouse. I potted those up along with, this is that Ella Company. It's that herb that gets to like 8 feet tall. Planted those up. Back here is lemon balm. Those are all planted up. Then over here, I have a couple of these little bush tomatoes. These have been potted up for a while. That is melon pears. More bush tomatoes in the back. Those are the ones that didn't get eaten by the mouse. Dwarf tamarillos. Berries. More melon pears. I don't think these are going to make it. These melon pears just are very floppy. I don't know how they're ever supposed to become a bush. And then down here, I got a flat of cosmos, a bunch of different colors. A flat of marigolds planted, a bunch of different varieties. And then over here, I potted up some triple curled parsley and oregano. That's all done. This is some kale and whatnot that I had to replant. And these are more flowers in here that I potted up. So as you can see, the greenhouse is getting pretty full here. And tonight it's supposed to be in the 40s. Most of this stuff is good, as long as it doesn't freeze. Hi everybody. Sorry about that abrupt ending. For some reason, I did not do an ending to that video. So it's a week later, and what a week it has been. It has been rainy and cold, and my poor plants are wondering what the heck happened to the sunshine, because it's been gone. And I wanted to kind of show you how I'm dealing with this rainy, cold weather. So this is my solution to keep the greenhouse warm enough. For a while, I was bringing everything in the house, and then it just got to be too much, especially on the mornings that I had to go to work. So what I decided to do was to bring this little oil-filled radiator out here. The thing I like about this is there's no blowers. You don't have to worry about it tipping over. You can see down here, I don't know if you can see here, there's a low, a medium, and a high setting. So I put it on low, and then I set it to the lowest setting that it can go. And it keeps it about 47 degrees in here. So it's working out pretty well. My tomatoes are still growing, believe it or not. I can't believe they're growing. But these are those Bush Goliath tomatoes, and they have gotten bigger, and everything seems to be okay. Nothing is really showing signs of cold stress. Like if I move over here, these are Cosmos. You can see they're all coming up. So everything's germinating, even though I had to put a little bit of heat in here because it is so cold. These are those tomatoes that were so floppy. They're all doing really well. Look at this one. I like how different they all are. This is that atomic grape. So everything seems to be good. It's been so lousy. I have not even been able to plant my pansies and my Johnny jump ups. But isn't that gorgeous? Such a gorgeous burst of color. I did repot my huckleberries down here. You can see they are flowering. And they're doing fine. So even though, I'm trying to move around my heater here. Even though it has been miserably cold, everything seems to be growing, which makes me really happy. Look at here. These are huckleberries. They're all doing really well. And the prehistoric plant here. Look at those thorns. Now you know why nobody grows these. Alright, so everything looks good. It looks like it's surviving, and I think it's because these are all marigolds, except that one. That one. Those are all marigolds. Even if you look over here, this pink celery, isn't this the prettiest celery ever? It's just so pretty. So this little heater that I have here really does a good job. It's probably using enough electricity to eat me out of house at home, but that's okay. My plants are fine and everything seems to be surviving. I even have a couple basil plants down here, and they are looking a little ragged, but they are surviving, so they haven't died. So every night I've been turning this on, and when I get up in the morning, it is 47 degrees in here, even though it's in the 30s outside. And this greenhouse, I mean, if you look at this, it's just a plastic, you know, it's got like an air pocket in between it. So that's how I've been dealing with this horrible weather. I hope you've been having really nice weather where you are, because it's May and it does not feel like May. It feels like at the beginning of April. And I hope we're going to get through this. And knowing our weather here, we're going to go from this to 85 degrees overnight. So thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw here, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, and always remember, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.